Okay, I had to try this out. I saw the Soundwave Mhm. button here in Twitter and the mobile app, and looks like I can record my voice. All right, hey everyone, Daryl Webster for Modern Workplace Change. I know this is a slightly often side topic in terms of what I would normally cover, but I thought that I'd just take a quick look at this new feature within Twitter called Twitter Voice. There's been two features that have been released lately. One, which is Twitter Stories, and it hasn't really landed very well, but this one seems to have pegged a bit more interest. What did I notice as I went to tweet today? It appeared within my experience here. There's this little sound wave button where I could also add a photo or a video. I've now got that sound wave button, and the thing about this is that it looks like it's reusing a piece of the functionality for Periscope, where you can Periscope video, but you've been for a little while now, I think about a year, been able to Periscope just your voice. So what is this? What is this feature? Well, if I tap into adding this content, I've got a very benign looking screen, and of course I've tested this out before, so I can start to describe some of the reflections and findings I have here. Let's hit record and actually create a tweet. So this is, I think, the third Twitter voice tweet that I have created, and I'm doing this while I am reviewing it with people online and making a recording in different places as well. So the first thing I notice, audience, is as I'm doing this, I can see that the waveform is bouncing around, so I know that it's successfully recording. I've got no indication though about how long I've been recording. And when I first started a test tweet or two earlier, using this feature, I thought, well, I know that videos can be recorded for about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So what's going to happen to a voice tweet? Is this going to be just a video with the wave file playing in the background or the audio file playing in the background? I can see, of course, that it's bouncing around there and showing that I guess my audio is trying to make my picture look kind of more interesting than just looking at it. What else is there? I don't know if we'll just silence that. There's the mistake there of trying to actually see if there's any people that are engaged there with me. All right, you feel free to drop in your tweets and comments and questions there if you're joining me via Twitter or via YouTube. I've got them both going. So what else is there about this? As I'm recording this, I have a thought about whether this is engaging or not. Are people going to actually play this and be interested? Now, if you've got something to say, then that's fine. If you want to add the text, it's not something that you can do. Well, maybe I could have started adding the text first to the tweet and then started recording. So maybe we'll try that another time. But right now, I can record and describe a few things. I can capture the background noise and the ambience of what I'm doing. Maybe I'm at a concert or at an event or something, and I can capture those sounds. There are some times when I'm going for a walk in some very beautiful places in New Zealand, and just some of the background noises are so relaxing. Tui's, people that are just walking the path with us, waterfalls, oceans, waves, all those sorts of things. So that's good. Now I've been recording, I think, for about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. It was difficult for me to try and judge this earlier. I wasn't sure how long this would take. But I'm trying to record long enough to show you what happens when it does go past that 220 mark. And it becomes kind of interesting there, because if I am trying to record a long thought, then it does break it up into separate tweets. And so it does that for you, that's fine. It just means that I have to go in and add text to the tweet to try and continue with the story. Maybe I could just say, and here's part 2. But there's no real way for me to understand or see, yep, it's broken right there. So now I have to think about what I'm going to tweet as part of that wave file. So interesting there. That's fine. Let's. I can see that I can hit pause. So I could be talking about something, and then I have a look around. I gather my thoughts, and I've got something more to share. And then I can continue to record. Now that's not going to be very good for people as they're listening to or watching this tweet, but maybe they'll catch it on this live stream a bit later on, or now. So are we done? We can pause. We're done. And now if we look at that together, you'll see that it has created one of two tweets. So I have an area to enter some of the text around what I've recorded, just to give it a bit more context about what I have been recording. And then there's tweet number 2 down there. Now, if I play this through, I had wondered, is this going to continue and play the tweet and continue without having any kind of gaps or blips or anything? Or am I going to have to go down to that second tweet and hit play to hear the rest of it? So we'll try actually create a tweet. So this is, I think, the third. Yeah, it's not easy for me to show you this in draft. So what I am going to do is just throw in a bit of text. We are testing Twitter voice. Oops. And reviewing it at the same time. I should have used voice to text while I was doing this earlier. It's so much faster to whack in some text. And this is tweet number 2 with the voice added. Full stop. No way of knowing where the audio broke up. So hopefully this description helps. All right. So let's send those tweets off. No, I'm not going to add it to the previous. Well, maybe I could. No. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Let's add it to the thread of the live stream. Continue thread. Interesting. So I can add additional media to it. Well, let's just try and add that to the thread and see if that works out. You'll see at the bottom of the screen that progress bar. So it might take a little while to upload that content on my bandwidth. Maybe, maybe not. I think it's turning it into a video file. I actually think that it's just going through and taking that audio, making a little picture around it, and it's just playing it through. And then the file itself is going to path with us, waterfalls, oceans. Just walking. So that was tweet number 2. Let's scroll back up to the rest of the thread. So there's my live stream. So that's all cool. We've got our first tweet. Actually create a tweet. So this is, I think, a third Twitter voice tweet that I have created, and I'm doing this while actually create a tweet. So this is. So you notice as I'm playing it there, the progress bar for being able to play through and fast forward whatever's been said is just down the bottom of the mobile experience. So I think the third Twitter voice tweet that I have created, and I'm a bit awkward to actually play it. Path with us. Actually create a tweet. So this is, I think, the third Twitter voice. It's hard to get my finger in there. Things. So that's good. Now I've been recording, I think. Hard to get my finger in there and actually drag the bar around. Sometimes it appears to be swiping that tweet out of the way or going backwards further. So yeah, just think they need to work on this progress bar. It's been able to tap down below a bit and then drag that around. Maybe I'm at a take, but I'm trying to record things. Right. So my tip there would be, don't try and actually put your finger on the progress bar. Just swipe along the top of the text. So that's just below the progress bar, and you'll be able to fast forward through and see if that actually works out. A real way for me to understand or see, and I can continue to record. Now that's not going to be. You will notice that if I people as they push this through, maybe they'll catch it on. It's going to automatically go over to that next tweet where the rest of the audio is finished. So are we done? Or at least I thought it was going to. Interesting. Nope. It did earlier. Let's go into the tweet where the original audio starts. actually created tweets. So this is, I think, the third. I think for about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. It was, maybe they'll catch it on this live stream a bit later on.
Let's see.
Or now. So are we done? We're done, but it's not actually advancing through to that next tweet where the rest of the audio plays. I did have that experience earlier when I originally played through this tweet. I don't know what conditions have prevented that from happening. Maybe it's because my initial media is the live stream itself. But when I had the tweet, the first tweet was a Twitter voice, and I was able to, it just advanced automatically to that next tweet. One thing that's good to know too is that it's not just restricted to playing these tweets from a mobile. You can play them from the Twitter web experience too. I haven't tried it from TweetDeck, but you can play through and experience that way. So again, it just confirms to me, I think, that what the client is doing is turning this into a video with my profile photo, some little fancy animation to show that there's some audio coming out of my profile photo, a lot like the Periscope audio tweets, audio scopes, what would you call them? I don't know. I can play through and do that. Now, am I going to use this? Is this going to be engaging? Feel free to respond to this thread and let me know what you think. I think that it's going to be good for those who just want to, well, some people are calling it voice notes. So you could throw in some text to describe what you're saying, what you're doing, but then just describe the scene, or maybe do something of a micro podcast. That could be the use case for this, a micro podcast where you are just recording through and describing some of the things that you see. You might interview some people as they come and talk to you, and you go through some of the things that you both or all of you are observing, and you've got some reflections about the event that you might be attending. Could be a good use case. Is there anything more that I can say about this? I think that, there are some things that will help when you go to create more content. Now, you notice here, as I go to add another tweet to this thread, I don't have the option to add another audio file to it. There's only add a picture, and there is no option to record a video. No. Just go into here. Oh, no, that's right. There is a video. Right. So that is interesting. Would there be a need to add yet another voice file if you're continuing this journey? I think that would be a good feature to see come in too. The other thing that we see here, we'll just delete that, is if it was a fresh tweet. Actually. So it still has the audio at the bottom of the Twitter client. I can continue to listen to someone's thread of voice notes, thread of voice tweets to continue to listen while I'm going through the various different other tweets that I might be checking out. So that's interesting. I can close it, of course. So that's gone and done. Now going back to my other point, as I'm recording, I want to be able to see a clock go through and signify where things are breaking, because it's a bit like when you are doing you're recording a short story. When a app has that ability to show you you're coming close to the time where that recording is going to finish, that we can be mindful of that and structure what we're about to say so that it might be at a natural breaking point, rather than it just going blah, 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 cut, and then it's a new tweet and you've got no control over that. So would like to see that. A counter. I don't know. There are other things there too. So I think it has potential. It has been released to a few people. It's going to be coming to more people, I expect. It is a random sprinkling. I have found somehow I got onto an early release list for some of the Twitter features. So there are some things that I've been given access to, which is pretty cool. Thank you very much, Twitter. and just looking forward to seeing what you will do in this space and what other people do to create around this content. Could be kind of useful to have the ability to add a photo and also a voice note or also a voice tweet, so that you're showing pictures, but you're also playing through and commenting about what you see. So how different is this from recording a video versus doing a voice tweet and pictures? Maybe there's just a different feel and aesthetic to it. Well, that is about it in terms of my review for that feature. If you like to tune in and catch more of these sorts of interesting thoughts around technology, I know my YouTube channel is mostly around modern workplace and change that we experience there and keeping up with technology. I probably should have live streamed this video to my new YouTube channel, which I'm just working on for random bits and pieces and experiments. But if you've joined me here on Periscope, thanks for joining. Thanks for catching my thoughts around Twitter Voice. Let me know what you think in the thread below. See you again.